Hello everyone, welcome back to another semantic content audit video. And the last time I said I'm going to in the last video I did a overall content audit for this company, New York Software Developers, and I told you guys I'm going to do a content audit for this company as well. So I found this article. Most of their article are written similarly to this one, but this one is kind of like quite good, and I thought let's do this one, and it was updated in 2025. So let's do this one, and this is my checklist. The checklist is just a tip of the iceberg when it comes to writing concept of semantic SEO and Koray's framework. There are a lot of things, like Koray has like over 200 writing rules. I'm just following the 31, and you can maybe add your own if you can collect this checklist of mine. Anyway, so let's get started. Let's start with the first one. In the first one I have single macro context. So a content must have a single macro context, and that should be appearing in the H1. So this is like, why is mobile app development crucial for your business growth? So mobile app development should be the macro context of this website, I mean web page. So the mobile app development, this keyword or term should appear throughout the page. Let's see if they did that or not. So it is appearing 8 times. Let's see it is all over the article or not. Yes, it's quite all over the article, but some of the headings are missing this keyword. I would recommend you, if you can talk about all of your headings about this macro context, then it would be a better thing to do, so that the page is based on a single macro context. So yeah, this was the first one. The next one is definitions and headword. If you are talking about something, the main term, for example mobile app development, then your main terms should be defined as early in your article as much as possible, so that when a search engine crawler comes, they can understand what your article is mainly about. So if you're talking about mobile app for any business growth, then you should define what is mobile app development. So I did not find any definitions when it comes to what is mobile app development. So I think this one can be improved in this article. The next one is question, headings and answer in the same format. So in Koray's framework, what we do is we try to write every headings like H2 H3s in a question format, because when Google or any other crawlers come, what they do is they turn the headings into questions. Like if you are talking about if you write just mobile apps or mobile app development, then what they will do, they will turn it with their cost, turn it to a question like what is mobile app, what is mobile app development. So if you do this for them, then the cost will be reduced and Google will like your site better than in competitors. So you should in your headings turn them into questions. So I did not see any questions in their article, so they can implement this and turn their headings into questions, so that Google can crawl this in a faster way, and they can be ranked in a faster way. So the next one is directness and brevity. Like if you are talking about something, you have to be direct when you are talking about that. Like you can see mobile usage is through the roof. Now this is not direct to when it comes to algorithmic, like a machine point of view. We humans can understand, but when it comes to machines, when they come, they will not understand what you are talking about unless you have a good context. Instead, if you could say like mobile usage is now currently in trend, or something easier way, then this is direct and it is way more understandable for the algorithm. So if you can keep your article as direct as possible, if you can define it as direct as possible, then this is a good sign. So I will recommend them to create the article with better definitions, with directness, so that the crawlers can easily understand. The next, we have always give a definition before the list. So if your article have any list, like they don't have any list, if your article have any list, like for example, if they are talking about mobile app development, why is it crucial? So if they should be talking about like the benefits, they should have a listicle, like the benefits of mobile app development for the businesses are listed below or something like that. Then the list should be appearing, but they don't have any list. But if they were to have a list, then a definition of the list should be there, like uh, the definition is like a summary of the list of the main points of the list. If you are going to give a list, then give the definition of the list or the summary of the list prior to the listicle, so that crawlers can understand that there is a list coming up. If you just give a list all of a sudden, crawlers may get confused, because you are talking about something, then you went to something without giving a definition or summary. They may confuse and they may not crawl the rest of it. So what you have to do is give a definition, and then list and listicles. Like I said, you have to give a list if you're talking about in something that should be a list. This article should be a listicle, so you should give a list, and you should also give a number to the list, or not give numbers, that's just a bullet points. But this should be based on your competitors. If they are giving numbers, you should give numbers, and if they are like writing 10 benefits, you should give 11 benefits. You have to be better than them, but like not like go off the chart. If they're writing 10, you should give 11 or 12, not like give 100. Just be better than your competitors in a slight format, not like absolutely go nuts. Okay. The next one is annotation text. So when you are giving a list, you also should give a annotation text. Annotation text is something like uh, the importance of mobile app development in 2025 are listed below. This is an annotation text. When you give an annotation text, the crawlers can easily understand that there is a list coming, or there is a graphics coming up, or there is a table coming up. So every time you give a table or graphics or an image or a list, you should give an annotation text. So if you are not giving the annotation text, like I said, this can also confuse the crawlers what you are talking about in the coming graphic or in the listicles. So the next one is tables and table definitions. It is absolutely the same as what I said. If you're giving a table, you should be giving a table definition. They did not give any table, so I cannot show you that. Next one is entities and NER. So using like entities, like major organizations, especially if it can come from like studies like Harvard University and other major educational organization, that would be a better thing to do for the article, because those kind of organization gives you like a kind of an expert point of view, because Google trusts those organization. And if you can talk about those organization in your article, that would be a good sign to become an expert in Google's eyes. So I think they give some NER like Statista and some others, I think like eMarket and stuff. But if they could give some like some studies from major educational organization, that would be a better thing to do as well. So yeah, that goes like number 11 and then the numeric evidence. So if you can give numerical evidence as much as possible, because when Google crawlers come first, they don't read the sentence as deeper, because it takes time, it takes cost. What they do instead is they take all the data in number format. So if your article gives more numbers, that's a good sign when it comes to initial ranking. So I think they did a good job when it comes to number. They gave numbers like 60%, 7.7 billion, and 10% and 57%. So they give a good quality numbers, evidence, and statistics. That is a good sign. Then next one is the same thing, is talking about statistics and research citations as much as possible. That's a good sign. You should do it for your articles. And the next one is perspective richness. So if you are talking about an entity or term, you have to give a perspective from other point of view. So for example, if you are talking about mobile app development for business, if you can also mention what type of business, like for example, if you can talk about like for example coffee shop, or you can, if you can talk about what are the benefits of mobile apps when it comes to coffee shops, when it comes to for example healthcare organizations and stuff. If you can give this type of perspective in your article, then the article gives more reach when it comes to perspective, and Google can easily track if someone is from healthcare organization, or someone is, you know, interested in health, someone is interested in coffee or something. They can easily understand that this guy is interested in mobile app or software development, and he's also interested in healthcare. Then this kind of website can appear in their search result. So yeah, the more perspective you can give, the better. That's a good sign. I don't think they give any that much perspective in their article. They keep it like simple, but they should give some article like some perspective. So this thing can be absolutely improved in this article. The next one is sentence structure. Like if you are giving a bullet point, for example, they did not give any bullet point, like the benefits of mobile app developments are uh, like helping you get more clients, and like helping, this is a predicate or a verb. So if you are, the first bullet is starting with the verb like helping, the rest of the bullets of the benefits should start with the verb as well. Helping, supporting, like anything, something that is a verb should be appearing and should follow the same structure, and all of your headings should follow a same structure so that it is semantically connected to each other. So that's a good thing. But I don't think they did that. They scattered their information, like sometimes they used predicates, sometimes they did not. I think here they used mobile usage is through the roof. I think this is the part where they talk about like benefits. That's why they are using like some predicates and some bullets, like creating, boosting, strengthening, uh, staying. I mean, they are not inconsistent. Like you should be consistent when, if you are giving, starting with the predicate, and you should start with the predicate when, if you are giving any types of bullet points. When it comes to benefits and stuff, they should be consistent. So yeah, this is another place to improve. The next one is modal verbs. Avoid using modal verbs like will, should, need to, because this makes you less expert. Will, should, instead of will, should, and they and like need to, you have to give direct answer, like sun rises from let me show you the example. The sun rises every day. This is the good example, you know, this is like strong, confident sentence. But if you write something like the sun will rise tomorrow, then this is used of modal verb, and this may confuse the algorithm to be and not be like if show you like an not expert person or not expert article, because you are like you are talking about in confusion. You cannot be confused when it comes to, you know, writing the article. You have to be in certain. So yeah, I could not see anything that I can show you as an example. Like, let's see if I find something, like if I search will, like for example, businesses that track, analyze user behavior will have a leg up. like instead of saying will, they could use like user behavior can be uses that track and analyze user behavior are going to be, in good hands in 2025, something like that, something more certain than just using will or need to or should. So yeah, that can be a kind of a good example. And then the next one is if or conditional placement. Put if or conditions in second part of the sentence. So if you have to give like a condition, like this is important if this is that. So if you are saying something but you have to also give conditions, then the if sentence or the conditions should be the second part of the sentence or in the next sentence. But you have to give the direct answer, like what is mobile app development, then you have to answer it like mobile app development is this. And if you are a business owner, this is this, like if you are giving any conditions or something like that. The next one is analogy, like avoid analogies like everyday language. Like for example, they used analogy here, like picture this, we don't do that. Like consider this, we don't do that. We are certain as much as possible, so that it appears that we are an expert and we are writing from a human perspective. Like this kind of words like game changing, consider this, picture this is easily defined as a AI content. But we try to avoid this type of stuff when it comes to semantic SEO. The next one is fluff and contextless words. Like these are like contextless words, like picture this, consider this, game changer, life changer. These are like contextless. So remove this as much as possible so that you are more certain and confident. The next one is co-reference and pronouns. Minimize co-reference, prefer explicit entity mentions. So let's see if I highlighted something like for example, if you are talking about mobile apps, like if they said they are necessary, what are necessary, mobile apps are necessary, so use this entity as much as possible, without overdoing it. But try not to use many pronouns, because Google crawlers understand entities much more better, instead of just using like pronouns, these, that, he or she, something like that. Use the entity as much as possible. The next one is semantic closeness and co-occurrences. So if you are talking about, like for example, this mobile app, then you have to put, like for example, if your business is about like software development, like this, like they are doing, then if you are talking about mobile apps, then in the similar sentence, especially in the earlier summary intro section, what you should do is you should talk about mobile apps and software development in the similar sentence or closer sentence, so that Google crawlers can understand that they are software developers and they are talking about mobile apps, so this should be connected and they are talking about the same thing. And this is semantic closeness. And if you like close these gaps as much as possible, if you can talk about mobile apps and software developer agencies or software development, then your semantic closeness will be less, like you're more likely to be close type of entity, and you will be appearing in the similar type of clusters, with like similar type of source context businesses. So yes, so you have to talk about your source context and your article source context in a similar area, so that you can rank as or Google crawlers can understand you are a software developer, you are talking about mobile apps. So give a semantic closeness as much as possible. The next one is unique n-grams. Include unique phrase combinations and repeat key n-grams at the start and the end. So what we do is we put like unique n-grams, like unique terms. We take them from competitors, we search from the Google, and we take ideas from LLMs, and we try to use them in our intro. Okay, and we try to use the same exact n-grams in our outro. Okay, the last portion of the article. But I don't know if they have used it or not. Like they used like like they used a lot of flops. We don't use those. Like they used mobile apps, that's an entity, mobile app development, and we can see like just app development, and it's small startups, large enterprise. So these are some entities, and let's see if they use the similar type of entities at the end of the article. Like yes, they used some of it, like mobile app development, mobile apps, but if they could also use those terms like smaller business, large enterprises, that should be like similar entities from the top to bottom. So what this will do is this will connect or make your article like a package, that if you are talking the same thing in the intro and the outro, so if you can do that, then it would be a good thing to do when it comes to semantic SEO. The next one is internal linking. So they did some internal linking, and these are not blue links, they made it black. I don't know if that's a good thing or not, but they did some good internal linking in their supplementary content, but they did something not good. And I'm going to talk about the outbound link in a minute. But yes, you have to put your internal links in the supplementary content, or at the end of the content or the article, not all over the place. That's not a good sign. Alright guys, so the next one is supplementary content separation. So your article should be like two pieces, a macro context area or the main content area, and the supplementary content area. When in the main content area, you will talk about the main entity you want to talk about, especially like for example mobile app development. In the supplementary area, you have to also talk about like the longer questions that people may ask about that, that should appear in the last of and in the end of the content. And you also have to separate this macro and micro section. For example, if you are talking about like mobile app development, the benefits of mobile app development, in the supplementary content you have to talk about like how you can do that in easy way, like how can software development companies can help you with mobile app development. Like this is a long question. You have to put those at the end of the content, so that you can link back to your source context area, like your actual business. But this should be in the supplementary content. But in between those supplementary content and the main content, what you have to do is to separate them with a contextual border or contextual bridge. The contextual bridge should be a representative question. Like a representative question can be like, what is a mobile app, or what is a mobile app development? You can use that a bigger question at the end of the content before starting the supplementary content area. And you can use and then put all your like little sister questions that are like longer questions at the end of the end of the content. So I know there is nothing to show here because they are not doing it, but if you can do it, the supplementary content separation, that would be good thing, because you can now give more perspective. Like you can now appear in more search results. You can also answer some of the questions that people may ask in the voice search. So yeah, that's a thing. You should also now currently people are searching on ChatGPT. You can also appear on ChatGPT by putting longer questions that people may ask using their voice. So yeah, you should separate your main content and supplementary content, so that you can appear in more queries. The next one is formatting the or bolding the answer. So if you are answering like what is mobile app development, then your answer should be like mobile app development is, then your answer appears. Sometimes what we do is we give like the term mobile app bold, we make that bold, but we should not do that. We have to bold out the answer. Mobile app development is this, and this part is the bold section. So you have to bold out the actual definition, not the term. Next one is image alt tag. They don't have much image. I am not going to go into that. I don't have their schema. The next one is tone and brand consistency. So try to use as much as like scientific words, like experty words as much possible, so that you appear to Google as an expert, like formal words, formal sentences, but they try to make it friendly. You can make it friendly when it comes to like corporate pages, like service pages, but when it comes to articles, try to be, you know, as formal as possible, so that Google crawlers come and see you as an expert, and when they go to your service page, people can, you know, be friendly and make it persuasive, something like that. But when it comes to our articles, you have to be informative and as much as possible be formal. The next one is anchor text and outbound links. So we give number like named entity recognitions, like we use entities as much as possible, like big entities like universities, and as much as possible like big names, but we never outbound to those websites. We always keep our link juice to ourselves. So but what they did is, whenever they are talking about something like Statista or for example eMarketer, they just keep on giving them link juice, like they are giving external links. We don't do that. We never do that. We keep our link juice, we keep our SEO like juice to ourselves, but we just use the names, and that is enough. Okay, so try not to do that. And then the next one is give examples after plural nouns. So anytime you use any plural nouns, for example if you are using like mobile apps, if you can give some example what like mobile app types, like for example some apps maybe for example Forbes have a app, or like any app development apps, like business related apps, any apps. If you can give an example like mobile apps such as this, that would be a good sign. Like what we do is, whenever we use a noun where that is a plural, we try to use a like a small example after that. Then next is EEAT. This is important, but when it comes to EEAT, we have to use like we, I, our in our article, but we cannot do this in the very first sentence. In the very first sentence, we have to be clear about what we are defining, what we are talking about. Like if we are talking about software development, we have to give the definition clearly. Then we can talk about like we are a software development we are a software development agency, and we do this thing like this just for an example. So if you are giving EEAT point of view, like we are, then put it in the, you know, later portion of your sentence, or and in the next sentence, so that the definition is clear and also the EEAT is clear as well. So yeah, this is kind of like overall content audit. I try to make it as fast as possible. Hope it was clear, and if you have any questions, just let me know. Yeah, thank you.